Hey there, it's the 1st of October and today starts the Scaralong, which is a read-along that I wanted to do, or kind of like a readathon, but it's not really about reading books really quickly, but it's about books that are creepy, and you know, I want to read creepy books for October. That's basically it. So I decided that I wanted to vlog this just because I had so much fun vlogging the booktubeathon, but since this is a month-long readathon, I think I want to do like one update a day. So I'll try to do that. Maybe I'll try to do the updates on my phone and see how the quality is. I'm not quite sure yet because taking the camera with me all the time when I'm traveling to my second home, it's a little bit difficult, so let's see. But today we're going to my other place. My boyfriend's actually joining me because the day after tomorrow is a holiday here, but I have to work tomorrow, so I would be there for a whole day doing pretty much nothing, just waiting for the day to be over. So my boyfriend decided to come with me so we can have a nice day together at the other place. So I'm about to go to the bathtub, and currently I'm reading this book. The English title is Revived and it's by Kat Patrick. Now this is a little bit older. It was very popular when I started blogging. But I saw it in the library and I picked it up. I am currently almost halfway through. This is where I am right now. This is where I definitely want to get today when I'm in the bathtub. So I only have a couple of pages left. I don't know when I will be finishing this, but for this week I'm going to bring another book, which is actually for the Scaralong, and that is Library of Souls by Ransom Rick, the third novel and the conclusion to the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children book series. So that's the plan. This is what I'm going to bring, but for today I want to kind of keep reading this one, which is not really scary. It's kind of like a sci-fi story, but yeah, we'll see how this turns out.
Hey guys, so we're back with the crappy vlogging. Just wanted to do a quick update. I'm still reading Revive, and right now I am right there, the see-through one. So I have about 50 pages left, which I wanna get done till tomorrow. I did read over 100 pages of it yesterday, so today I want to read another like 25 maybe, and tomorrow 25, and then I'm done. My boyfriend is with me right now in my other home, so we do lots of stuff and I don't really have a lot of time for reading, but I want this to be done when he leaves so I can start Library of Souls when he's gone back to our other place. So that's the update for today.
Hey guys, so yesterday I didn't get around to do my update because it was a holiday here. We went out, had a lovely afternoon. We went to a couple of museums that were really cool. Maybe I'll do a short video about it because I took some pictures. Yeah, it was a very enjoyable day, but also I managed to read a little bit. So the day before I actually managed to finish the Revive book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I think it was interesting, but for me at least the sci-fi element of it was absolutely unnecessary, and I would have preferred it if it was just a contemporary novel, because I think it dealt with some interesting themes, but it just didn't go into it enough for me. And I think the thriller element that this kind of new medicine brought into it, it wasn't done well. It wasn't really thrilling, and it was just kind of like a plot device, but it didn't really do anything for the story. So 3 out of 5 stars for Revive. And then I started Library of Souls yesterday by Ransom Rick. I love how the book looks without the dust jacket. Currently I finished chapter 1, I'm on page 60 now, so I read 50 pages of it yesterday and I'm planning to read another 50 today, so I'll be on page 110. I feel like these books are super hard to get into. I always have trouble getting back into the world, so I really needed this kind of read-along thing for me to pick it up finally, because I had it on my shelf for a long time. So I definitely want to
just be done with this series. So I'm in my office right now, and we had a storm here, and now they cancelled all the trains, and I wanted to go back home today, so that doesn't seem very likely right now. Yeah, for now I'm stuck here. There might be another train in 2 hours. I really hope though, because I actually have an appointment tomorrow and I don't want to cancel it. But yeah, what happens happens. But my secretary, or our secretary, she's the sweetest. She just brought me these chocolates because I was upset. So cute. Yeah, so yesterday I read another 50 pages of Library of Souls, and I am not really into the story yet. I do like the ideas. I love Sharon as a character. I think he's super fun, and I love, you know, the symbolism of it. Yeah, we'll see where this story goes. So I was hoping I can read another 100 pages today in the train, if it gets here. And if I really have to stay here, I'll probably read around another 50 pages tonight before going to bed. Yeah, and I really wanted to start the Raven Boys today, because I have it as an audiobook and I still haven't started it yet. So yeah, I don't know. Hey there, so how about reading update with horrible lighting, but who cares? As you can see, I miraculously arrived home last night. I had to be picked up by my boyfriend, to be honest, because I was not able to find a train to bring me home, so my boyfriend just picked me up from the last station that I could reach. It was a very horrible night, but yeah, and it was very distracting because, you know, all the trains were too late, so all the kind of plans didn't match up, and yeah, it was just really bad. I read a little bit more of Library of Souls. Currently, I am on page 166. So I did not reach my goal of reading 100 pages just because I was so nervous, but I started listening to the Raven Boys on the train. I got distracted a couple of times, but I managed to listen to 1.5 hours, and the audiobook is like 10 hours long. So that was great, and I am enjoying it very much so far. I first had a little bit of trouble listening to the narrator, but by now I really love him. I think his accent is great for this book. So that's where I'm at with this. Now, let's talk about today. Today I finally got this beauty. Okay, I want to try to do unboxing in the car because I really want to see this book. Oh no, it's hard to open. Wait. Yay. So here we go. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So this is the book. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Okay, Penny Dreadfuls collects 20 terrifying sensation stories from the Victorian era. In addition to stories by Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, Arthur Conan Doyle and Washington Irving, its selections include The String of Pearls or Sweeney Todd, which I really wanted to read, so that's good. Frankenstein or The Modern Prometheus, which I've already read 2 years ago. Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I didn't know that was in there. That's great. Lost in Pyramid or The Mummy's Curse. Okay, that sounds scary. And The Diary of a Madman. Okay, I'm so stoked. This book is so beautiful. So I don't know whether I can read all of this. But there's definitely a book that I will keep here and only read on the weekends when I'm here. The Penny Dreadfuls. Yeah, this is the Barnes & Noble's edition. I love it. It's so pretty. It has silver edges, which is super cool. It doesn't really match the book. Well, maybe it does because there's a little of silver there. But yeah, I'm just super excited. It has arrived. So far, I have read the introduction, and then I skipped Frankenstein because I already read that 2 years ago. And then I read the tale, The Adventure of the German Student by Washington Irving. Now this story is very predictable, I think, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I think this setting is interesting. It's really short, and the end is supposed to be kind of that surprise, but you see it coming just because it's been done so many times. Yeah, this is 5 pages from what I can tell. And then I started The Werewolf, A Legend of the Limousine by Richard Thompson, but I've only read about a page of that right now. So yeah, very interesting book, and I can't wait to get into it a little bit more. And then I also read the first story of Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I must say I don't like the first story so much. I don't know, it just didn't do anything for me really. So yeah, I don't know. I think it hints to vampires, and it's very similar to a Russian story that I've read, which is The Family of the Wardalak or something like that. Yeah, it's pretty much like that, just much more simple and in a graphic form. I do kind of like the art style, but yeah, I don't know, it just didn't grip me yet. So maybe I will read it again with, you know, the lights out and some candles burning, but the first story, not so much for me. So that's where I'm at with my reading. I also listened to another half hour of The Raven Boys today, so right now I'm 2 hours in actually, and yeah, as I said, I'm very much enjoying it. Yeah, that's it for now. What's up with you? What's up with you? You want your dinner, don't you?
Okay, today's update is super quick because I just finished one more story of the Penny Dreadfuls, and that was The Werewolf by Richard Thompson. Yeah, this is around 12 pages. I finished it in the morning. It wasn't my thing, to be honest. I would give it like 2 stars. I didn't really like it, but I'll definitely continue on. The next story is by Edgar Allan Poe. Hey guys, so I think I didn't do an update yesterday, so I wanted to catch up quickly. Yesterday I've read this Goosebumps book. This is called Monster Blood in English. I read the whole entire thing, which is 118 pages of that in the bathtub. And then I managed to start the next one, which is The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. I read about 15 pages of that, and then I had to get out of the bathtub, so I'm going to just leave that for next week. I read a couple more of the Penny Dreadfuls. I don't really know where I left off, honestly. So let's just see. I think I've talked about the werewolf, which just wasn't really my thing. The next story is The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe. I think that's where we left off. So I read that at night, which was a good experience just before going to bed. This is a little bit vague, so you don't really know who the main character is. He's talking about himself, so you're right in his head basically, and you know that he was put to prison and sentenced to death, but you don't really know why. And this is all about him being in a cell and just kind of waiting for death, and what the judges and so on, what they try to do to kill him in that cell. Yeah, it was a little bit random, I don't know. The ending was definitely something I didn't see coming, but it was interesting and it had a very good atmosphere. Then I read Sawney Bean, The Man-Eater by Charles Whitehead, which I would say is like a true crime story. I don't know whether this person actually existed, but it's told in a way that you think this is just an article in a newspaper. And it's basically about this whole family of man-eaters that robbed people and then ate their flesh until they were put down one day. And I think that was interesting. It's very short, only not even 4 pages. Yeah, it was interesting, and I kind of liked the style that you didn't really know if it is true or not. Then I read Aurelia, or The Tale of a Ghoul by E.T.A. Hoffmann, which is one of my favorite authors from German literature. Really love his work. Aurelia was good, but it wasn't perfect. It's about that girl who lives with a very horrible mother, and one day she is married by a count, and that changes her life for a short time. She, lives through some happy times, and then her mother dies and she starts changing. And I liked this. I think it has a good atmosphere as well, and I would say that this is my favorite story so far. Yeah, I just enjoyed this. And this is pretty much all the Penny Dreadfuls I managed to read. Now I have to pack my stuff and go back to my other place, and I'm going to take Library of Souls with me because I really want to finish it until I return on Thursday. So we'll see whether I can manage that, and I will catch up soon.
This internet can be so fast if it wants to, it's amazing. And other days, it barely works at all. Hey guys, we're back with the crappy lighting, but I wanted to do a quick catch up. So I read another 100 pages of Library of Souls yesterday. I finally know why this book is called Library of Souls. I liked that aspect. I think it's really interesting. Reminded me a little bit of the kind of the Deathly Hallows of Harry Potter. Just it has that vibe, I think. What else can I say? There has been a lot going on. I must say I love the Hollow. He's really cute, and I hope that they won't hurt him. I don't know. So currently I'm on page 266. So I'm just over the halfway point. Tonight I want to read another 50 pages of that. So yesterday I've read another 50 pages of Library of Souls. Shit is really hitting the fan now. I'm ready to see the end of all of it. I think what this book did well is that there were a few things that were hinted at, and you were like, okay, well, that's probably going to happen. Like, it was quite obvious what they were hinting at, but they didn't drag it out until the end. But, they kind of reflected on that, and they were like, well, this might be it, but, they don't know, and you don't know if it's really it. It's really hard to explain without spoiling anything, but I think that was done really well. Yeah, so I will read another 50 pages tonight, and then there's less than 100 pages for tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so I couldn't do an update yesterday. I was just too exhausted and everything, but I managed to read another 72 pages of Library of Souls yesterday, which left me with, I don't know, maybe 20 pages to finish today. So this book is done now. I would say I give it around a 3.5 or 4 star, more like a 4 star, I think. I think this is a little bit better than the other 2 books in the series. I don't know why, but I just enjoyed it. I think the ending makes a lot of sense. It's interesting. It is, a little bit of a torture for the characters, so it's not like, everything's fine suddenly. Right at the end, it gets a little bit too happily ever after, I think. But all in all, this was a good book. Yeah, and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that it's done and I finished this series. So for the weekend, I'm going to continue with my Penny Dreadfuls. I've already read about 50 pages of that, and skipping Frankenstein, I am a good way into it. So yeah, this will be my priority. So, first sneak peek of my Halloween video, which will be up by now, I guess. I'm here with a cat. Hello. Your eyes match my bathrobe. Yeah, Okay, and I'm here with my book. Quick update. I'm going to read outside, and I finished one of the stories yesterday evening, which was Waking Out the Dead. I read that yesterday. I found it very difficult to read because the language was really old. I hope you can't hear the cattle. Yeah, so that was difficult, but it was interesting and I liked it. It's a longer story of the book. Yeah, so now I'm going to continue reading The Dream Woman, I think it is.
Hey there guys, today is the 15th of October and this is going to be the last update for this first part of the vlog. I decided to divide it into two parts because I imagine they will be quite long. So just a quick update again. Yesterday I read some more of my Penny Dreadfuls. I managed to finish the Dream Woman, and this is by Wilkie Collins. So I had started it when we last talked, and I finished it on the balcony. And this story is about a man with a strange dream about a woman, and then somehow this dream kind of comes to life. I liked the atmosphere of the story a lot. It was super interesting. I loved the whole concept. I thought it was quite original with the dream and then what happened after it, but I didn't like the ending too much because I felt like there was something missing. Like, it started so good with such great ideas, but then some of the things just weren't explained at all and you don't really know what happened, kind of. And I just wanted to have a little bit more of a twist at the end where you're like, really like, wow, that's what happened, you know? And I didn't get that. That was kind of sad. And then in the morning today I read A Night in the Grave, or The Devil's Receipt by Anonymous. So this was also a really interesting story and something quite unusual. You don't have your typical monsters or anything like that, but this is written in a kind of Scottish accent, I guess, and it was quite hard to read as not a native speaker of English. But I managed to understand what it's all about, and I liked the setting of this and kind of like the time period it is set in felt very interesting to me. And then we kind of have this devilish theme through it. I did like this story, but I felt like the atmosphere was a little bit lacking compared to the other stories that came before it. So right now I am at The Case of Lady Stannis by Arthur Conan Doyle, but this will wait until next weekend when I return, because today I'm leaving again, and the book I want to take with me for this week is Charles Palliser, The Unburied, which I don't really know what it's about and I don't really want to know anything about it. I just want to start it today and see how I like it. I hope I can finish this till the end of the week, and we'll see about that. So this would be the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it's only about books and not really anything else. But yeah, if you want to join in again, I will upload the second part of this shortly after October is done. And yeah, happy reading. I hope you have amazing scary books to read for October. Also, if you like this video, leave a like or a nice comment, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!